looking for something to free my soul. I've been down, now I'm down for a good time, and I'm down low to let it all go.
Hey, it's Clint Woolsey with the band Stone Senate, answering some questions for Urban Craft magazine. Well, this is the first time that we have really concentrated so much on pre-production and homework. I guess before we actually got in the studio, our producer Toby Wright was involved from day one to the final day of mixing and even mastering, you know. And so he was involved in helping us with lyrics and orchestrating some different changes and stuff in each of these songs, you know. And so we started writing for this. You know, everybody kind of had ideas leading up to it. But we really started writing for it just a few weeks, before pre-production started, you know. So everybody comes to the table with all these ideas. We all set up here in Nashville in a rehearsal room and kind of start going through them with Toby Wright in the room, you know. And I have to say, it was a lot of fun. You know, we had some beer and order a couple pizzas each time, and you know, just we had a big old time, the six of us. And Toby, he had input on everything from lyrics to musical changes, and so it was. I thought that was a really cool way to do an album, because I had never done an album like that. I'd just always been everything I had been a part of in the past, and everything that this band has done leading up to Dusk was, we had a collection of songs. We've been playing them live for a long time, and then we just went in, set up in the studio, and hit record. And there was really no pre-production. There was we didn't really change the songs around too much, you know. But with Dusk, this was really, man, we really wanted to hone in on the songwriting aspects of it, make sure every word was correct. You know, every word was where it needed to be, I guess, lyrically, if that makes sense, and musically, especially with Ted Hennington and James Edwards, our two lead guitar players. They do so much cool guitar work together on this EP. And so that obviously took some preparation and some pre-production work and stuff, you know, getting all that together. And then obviously just our drummer David Zettler and our bass player Paul Zettler, just all five of us in a room kind of hammering songs out, really gets everybody in the same vibe, and everybody is together. And we kind of all share the same vision for each one of these songs, along with Toby Wright, you know. And so it was a very enjoyable process. It was a long process, but it was very enjoyable. And I know everybody really had a good time. And I feel like this is our best music that we've put out so far, you know, which is a really cool feeling, I have to say, you know. Let's see here. So Paul Zettler and I started the band in 2008. We had other folks playing in the band with us, and then we lost our drummer, I guess about 2015 or so, 2014, 2015. And we brought Paul's younger brother, David Zettler, in to play drums. Then we lost one of our lead guitar players, and we brought James Edwards in to replace him. And then we lost our other lead guitar player, about 3 years ago and brought Ted Hennington in to replace him. So now you got myself, Paul Zettler on bass, David Zettler on drums, James Edwards on lead guitar, and Ted Hennington on lead guitar as well. And so even though it took a few years to get this group together, we've become a little family, and we all share the same vision, and we all want the same thing out of life, pretty much, I think, and musically, And so it was a real treat, man, because we'd been playing music for years and years, in other bands and with other people, and it's really difficult to keep a band together, and so having this opportunity with these guys is a real treat. It's a real blessing, man. So we're real excited to be together, and obviously we love spending a lot of time together in close quarters, because that is the way we travel. So let's see here in our most memorable highlights thus far. Touring in general, I would have to say, we play a lot of live shows each year, and so we kind of go all over the country, and that's always a treat. We do a lot of the motorcycle rallies, Sturgis, Daytona, Galveston. And we also got to play the Whiskey A Go-Go in Los Angeles out there on the Sunset Strip a couple times. That was really cool. Let's see, we got to open up for Collective Soul and Styx at the Buffalo Chip in Sturgis, which was really cool. Got to open up for Asleep at the Wheel in Sturgis one year, which was really, really cool. Got to open up for Whitford St. Holmes, Brad Whitford and Derek St. Holmes, their project, and that was obviously really cool. I could probably go on and on and on about some of the highlights and stuff, but I think the overall highlight is just us getting to do what we do, and we've worked a long time for it and worked real hard at it and stuff, but that definitely doesn't mean it can't be fun, and so that's really the highlight for me, I think, getting to go out and do it and play music with these guys, and if there's a good time to be had, we will definitely find it. Just to be in any city, basically, and so I just say it's a real treat to get to do this with everybody. Well, let's see here. We still have fans that really want to buy, the physical CD, which we sell at shows and on our website and stuff. So we've been moving a ton of the physical CDs and stuff, and we see our streams go up and our downloads and stuff go up, really on a weekly basis, which is really cool, man, because we never had much of a streaming presence. Our whole thing was playing live, as much as humanly possible. So it's really exciting for all of us to watch the progress of Dusk, week by week, and getting the reports in and all that. So that's we're lucky to be able to do this and to have gone in and done an album and stuff. And so it is really exciting for us to watch the progress of it, Well, you've always got ideas and songs or beginnings of songs and lyrics rolling around in the back of your mind for the next album, and so we'll start to get real serious about that here this year, a little bit later this year, trying to get material for the next album and stuff. And then we also, we had always booked ourselves up until last year, and we signed on with the Conway Entertainment Group for booking. And so really looking forward to working with those guys and just having a completely full touring schedule for this year. Basically, we always try and tour and play live as much as humanly possible, for many different reasons, but that would probably be about the only thing besides getting ready for the new album, and then obviously we'll end up doing a couple of music videos, and we'll probably do a couple of live streams, and really that's about it, man. Our main focus is touring, and hopefully get over to Europe here in the next couple of years as well. We're trying to do that too, so we got a lot of big plans, Well, I'll just start by saying Toby Wright is he's a wonderful guy, man, and he was an absolute pleasure and a treat to work with. His whole attitude and his outlook is very inspiring and calming, which is nice in some situations, But me personally, I was always a huge Alice in Chains fan. And so, he was my number one pick for a producer when we were kind of getting names together on who we were going to reach out to. And then obviously it comes down to who would be willing to work with us, or who has time to do it, and budget and all that stuff, man. So, everybody decided on Toby. And so, I reached out to him. I had met Toby through our buddy Kenny Olson, and Kenny produced our last EP, Star City, and then Toby mixed it for us a few years ago. So I kind of knew Toby through Kenny and through the Star City mixing and all that. And so I met Toby at Maggiano's Italian restaurant here in Nashville for lunch, and we shot the shit and talked it all through. Got I guess the beginnings of a game plan, and then it was off and running, man. From that, or from that meeting, and so besides him being a pleasure and a treat to work with, that guy has been doing he's been engineering and producing and mixing for so long. Not to age him, but he's just got so much experience and really so many kind of different kinds of music as well, and so he's just got some tricks of the trade, some miking techniques, just the way he processes putting a song together is really cool. I know I learned a lot. I know all the band guys did as well, and Toby just made it an absolute treat to go into the studio. We're doing 12-hour days each day. And it was a treat, man. Everybody looked forward to it, each morning. We all, the whole band would stay at my house here in Nashville. And, so it was a group effort from day one. And Toby was over here with us doing pre-production for weeks before we even hit the studio. And so we really got to know him then. It was awesome, man. It was a treat. And, he was involved in the whole songwriting process and putting all that stuff together. And so, I know we're really looking forward to doing the next album with him too, so, it was a real pleasure working with Toby Wright. I would probably have to say Down, which is the current single. That's always a show closer, and so that always gets a really good response. Of course, Whiskey Helps gets a really great response too. Slow Crusade is always really nice, just because it's a little more mellow, kind of bring the show down a little bit. Then Against the Light and All the Broken Pieces are also a ton of fun to play on stage. All the Broken Pieces has the James and Ted dueling guitar solo that takes us out of that song, man. So that's always a blast, And so luckily, we're getting great response off of all of them, and we hope it stays that way.
life I choose, but it's handing me a bruising. I don't go looking for fights, but I've done my share of fighting. Between the dark and the light, Lord, I just keep a trying. I've learned my lessons along the way. Making it double, 'cause all I can say is whiskey helps when your heart is hurting. I'm just going with what's been working. I feel nothing at all, or I feel like hell. I've been down and I get the feeling something's up with the cards that they're dealing. Everybody's on me to try something else, but for now, whiskey helps.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Excuse me. We haven't really done any collaborations on any of our EPs or anything with anybody except ourselves. But as far as live, we've toured with the Davison Brothers Band a lot over the years, and we were always the opening act. So the Davison Brothers, when they're on stage doing their last song or two, they would bring all of us up, so we'd have two drummers going, everybody's playing guitar, and everybody's singing, and we normally would do Country Road by John Denver, because those boys are all from West Virginia, so it's very fitting, or we'd also do Franklin's Tower by the Grateful Dead, and besides that, I guess, we have friends all over the country, and, they'll jump up and jam with us here and there if they're at, one of our shows. And so that's always a really good time. But besides that, I guess we don't have too many collaborations, but hopefully we'll have a few to talk about it here over the next couple of years, because we got some big plans, and hopefully we're going to get to all of them. I want to thank Urban Craft Magazine for having me on, and talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.